It's important to explain these terms because I'll use them very often.
Have you ever wondered why you are the way you are? Have you ever wondered how do we have the experiences that we do? How do you experience love? How do you experience pain? How do you come to a point where you feel like I want this, I don't want that, etc., etc.? Why do we have different experiences? Why do some people seem to be having successful experiences? Why do others, wanapata shida, like what you want, you're not getting what you want this, but you're not getting it? How come it's easier for others, and how come it's difficult for others to experience what they want to experience? So, I'm going to talk about the mind. The mind, the brain has always been a topic of interest for me ever since I was a teenager. I used to observe people. I'm like, how come this person is studying so hard but we never see results? I asked God, how come? That is not fair that someone will be a Christian but doesn't look like they are favored, And it led me to studying about the mind and the brain. Yes, I came across a book called Psycho-Cybernetics that helped me understand that what we believe is what we manifest, and what we see is what we get. And the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And the Bible tells us every now and then that when you believe, this happens. And what helps us is the mind, is consciousness that helps us to understand the life that we have and why we experience what we experience. The mind is this part of us that enables us to be aware of the world that is around us. It helps us to experience, helps us to think, to feel. The mind gives us reason, gives us will. It helps us to perceive things. It also judges. This is what the mind is. And there are 3 levels of consciousness. So what is consciousness? Basically awareness. Awareness of the internal existence and the external existence. However, everyone, scientists, philosophers are still trying to figure out what really consciousness is. But you're getting a few clues here and there on what it really is. However, I don't want to talk about that. I just want to briefly talk about the 3 levels of consciousness. You have the subconscious, we have the conscious, and you have the superconscious. You have the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the superconscious mind, which is also the universal mind or the God mind. Let's talk about these 3 aspects of the mind, or the 3 levels of the mind. The first one we have mentioned is the conscious mind. And the conscious mind is the mind of the 5 senses that we experience in this world. In the physical world, our 5 senses helps us to understand this tangible physical world. It helps us during the day, helps you to say, I will do this, I will do that. It helps you to go about your daily activities. That is what the conscious mind is. The subconscious mind records everything that we do, all the activities, anything that we engage in, our thoughts about ourselves, our thoughts about other people, everything that you've gone through your life, the subconscious mind usually records it. Subconscious mind also influences how we think, influences how we act. Remember, I've mentioned that the subconscious mind records everything that you've gone through, our thought pattern, all of these things are in our subconscious mind. So what happens every time before you do something or when you want to do something, our subconscious mind usually influences how we talk, how we think, how we respond to situations, etc.
Distraction.
The superconscious mind. The superconscious mind encompasses a level of awareness that sees beyond material reality. That is, the superconscious mind sees beyond what you can experience with your five senses. It goes beyond the physical. It taps into the energy and consciousness behind that reality. So the superconscious mind is beyond the physicality of things. The superconscious mind helps us to, understand or tap into the energy that is behind the reality that you experience with your conscious mind. So the superconscious mind, as I said earlier, you can also call it the universal mind. You can also call it the God mind. And I've said that this mind, or did I say that? No, I didn't. But the superconscious mind helps us to have deep spiritual experiences. When you're able to tap, we always tap into the superconscious mind, but not always. But every time we're able to align ourselves with the God mind, align ourselves with the superconscious mind, then we are able to create great music. We're able to have scientific discoveries. We are able to just be creative and do things, extraordinary things, because we are aligning ourselves with God. That you shall be transformed by the renewal of your mind. That our lives can change, our realities can change when we transform our minds. So we decide with our conscious mind, that we want to change something about ourselves. And then we have to change our subconscious mind that has certain beliefs and certain thought patterns and certain habits. Our conscious mind helps our subconscious mind. We have to get into subconscious mind. In a later video, I will tell us how we can get into our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind usually taps into the God mind that enables us to change our realities. And I believe this is how we can, the world is changed. This is how we can change ourselves. This is how we can have different experiences, especially experiences that we desire. Because it is God's will that we are able to have good experiences, in this space right now.
You're like a drop in the ocean, and the entire ocean is the superconscious.